Hi fellow beaders, it's JP and I have a quick and easy tutorial today. It's going to be St. Petersburg Stitch. I will show you how to do the single St. Petersburg in this tutorial, and I will do a host set, and I'll show you how to do the double and so forth. So let's see if I can get the camera right. And there it is. There's my bracelet. It's very simple. I can. Oh, there we go. Woohoo! Okay. Anyway, clearly I am not meant to be a camera person. It's a good thing I bead. And that's the bracelet. It's really simple, sort of delicate and feminine. And I use my favorite color, purple. And I will show you a close-up in just a second. Anyway, you don't need a lot of materials. It's all done with seed beads. So just dig out your favorite seed bead colors and make them up. We'll make up a whole bunch. It should be a lot of fun. Need a clasp, some needle and thread, and we're good to go. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and let's go take a closer look at the bracelet and the exact colors that I used. All right, here is the close-up of the bracelet. It's actually a really simple bracelet, and it'll make up very quickly. And this is single St. Petersburg, as I said earlier. And let's talk about materials. So what you're gonna need are 11/0s and 15/0s. My 11/0 are Tohos, and the color is opaque lustered lavender, number 123. Or sorry, 133, 133. My 15/0s are also Tohos, and they are number 39, and they are called silver lined lilac. So the colors are very similar. You don't actually have to use the same color. You can do make the 15/0s a different accent, a color. It's, you know, the choice is really up to you. The other thing you can do is you can use 8/0s and 11/0s and make the project using larger beads. And that'll make you a slightly larger bracelet, but still I think will look great. You'll need I've used a lobster claw clasp and some jumprings. In addition, you'll need a beading needle, and I am using Wildfire 0.006 for this. It's black. The beads are darker, so I went ahead and used the darker colored thread. Let's see, and it's about, I start with an arm span is where I start, and that's usually enough. It just depends on the length that you're going to need. So this bracelet is a little over 5 inches, 5.5 inches, and then the clasp adds another 1/2 inch to give me that 6-inch bracelet that I need for my wrist. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so to start our St. Petersburg bracelet here, you're gonna get a stop bead and put it at the tail end of your thread. You're gonna leave a little bit of thread. I've got about 8 to 10 inches for making the clasp. So, and then you're going to take your 11/0s and pick up 6. Then what we're going to do is we are going to skip the first 2, and we are going to do ladder stitch, basically. So you're going to go into beads number 3 and 4. And you want to bring this down. You want to make sure that there isn't any thread showing. So you want it to all be lined up evenly like this. And then you're going to go through it once more. And I'm doing this little bit of additional step because, so you go down these 2 beads and you go back up these 2. Just like so. And what this does is gives you a much tighter weave. So everything is much more closer together and tighter. Then you pick up your 15/0 and you go down, you're going back down these 3 beads here. And that's what you get. You pick up another 15-0 and you go up these 2 beads. And that's what you should get. And so that's how you start. Now to continue adding beads, what you do is you pick up 4 of the 11-0 beads, bring those down, and so here's what you have. And you're going to go up the first 2 beads that you just added. So just like that. Then go down these guys and back up those 2. This is an additional step that I'm doing here. You do not have to do this stuff if you don't want to. I found that it just kept everything a little bit tighter, and I wanted to keep my tension very tight. Now pick up your 15-0, go down the first 3, just like so. Then pick up the other 15-0 and we go over to these 2. And that's about it to the stitch. So we just keep going. So I'm going to pick up 4 and show you again what I did. Got my 4. Bring them down. And go back through the first 2 and the 4 that we just brought. There we have it. Take your 15-0, go back down 3. And grab your 15-0 here and you go up the 2 here in the side. And as you can see, there you go. There's our St. Petersburg. It's building little by little. I'm keeping the tension nice and tight. And I'm going to show you one last time. You're going to pick up 4. Go all the way down. Bring those beads down. Skip these 2 and then go in through the first 2 of the 4. Going to bring all that as close together as possible so they sit nice and straight. And then go down these 2. This is the optional part because I am actually doing a reinforcing step here. Go up, pick up a 15-0, go back through the first 2 and then that last 3rd one there. And pick up another 15-0 and go across. And that's it. You just keep going until you get to your desired length. It's actually it's very easy. So once you get the gist of it, okay, so once you get your desired length of bracelet, here's what it looks like. Here's mine. So now I'm going to make my clasp loop. So I'm going to pick up 6. 11 So I'm going to keep this really, really simple. So I'm coming out of this middle bead here. I've added the 15 here. And what I'm actually going to do is just work with the two in the middle beads here. Just those two. And you're going to get this little loop. And now we reinforce. One more time. And through this third bead here now. You can go across this bead and the one above that. And go into the 15-0. My 15-0 is actually blocking the bead hole, so there we go. Go into the 15-0 if you can. And then back down. So we're not really tying knots, we're just going to weave backwards in a way. So I'm going to go all the way down to my last bead here. And then across. And so some of this will be tight because you've already passed through the beads a few times. So, and some of it is just getting the right angle. So like I said, this one I'm having a little trouble because the needle gets caught on that 15-0. There we go. And then all the way down. And then I'm going to go ahead and I think it's good enough to cut the thread. So you can go into the next row if you like, or you can just do what I did and cut the thread. It's going to be very secure at this point. So there we go. And there you are. So now we have to do it on this side with our stopper bead, which is where we started. So we got to get the thread off. And I went through the bead twice. There's the other thread. Of course, I'm using black thread. Anyway, I went ahead and got my needle threaded. So what we're going to do here is we are going to add a 15-0 because this part is going to be loose, so you want to kind of finish that off. So pick up a 15-0 and go up through the bead. So I'll go through the first 3 of your 11-0s. And now this side will look exactly like this side. So now we're going to pick up our 6 11-0s. And we're just going to work through these 2 beads here. And we're not going to work with this, and we're just going to go around 2 or 3 times. So I'm going back through to reinforce my loop here. And one more time. And this time we'll go all the way down to that first 11-0. And it's going to be a little snug because I've gone through this a few times. And then we go across. Oh, and I actually made it into the 15-0 there. And back down, and then you can go all the way down these beads here. And again, I'm being blocked by the 15-0. But there. And I'm going to go across. And down. So if you bead tight, then this is the one thing you will get is it'll take a little bit of patience to get your needle to go through. So go around up those two and make sure your thread does not get wrapped around this 15-0 like it has done here. And I believe it did. I did it again, even though I was holding it in place. I pulled too fast. Okay, no it didn't. All right, good. Okay, so go across. Or I guess go through the 15-0 and then down. And you can keep going further if you want, but we can go ahead and cut the thread off. All right, so our loops are done on either side. And what we're going to do now is add our jump rings. So I'm going to grab my pliers. Feed that through the loop. Add my lobster claw. You can use whatever clasp you like. Oops, sorry I bumped the camera there. And we repeat on this side with just the jump ring alone. And there you have it. That is your very basic St. Petersburg single St. Petersburg stitch. And somehow I got a little visitor here. I will be doing a whole set, and I will show you how to do the double St. Petersburg, and we'll get a really beautiful necklace out of this because this is a fun stitch to do. It makes up really, really quickly. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.